things that I seem to step on. Well, welcome. It is Friday the 5th. It's good to be here. It's good to have you here. I want to also say that I am, for the first time in a long time, going back live on Instagram. You know, when I started this journey many moons ago, I actually would go live pretty much every day. If any of you guys have been following me for a while, you know, you remember I used to go live pretty much like every day on Monday, and the part of that was also going live on Instagram. But when Instagram changed a few things around, I stopped doing Instagram live, really for no, I guess, particular reason other than they changed some of the stuff around. It wasn't going live in your stories anymore. So anyways, but you know what? I thought it'd be cool to start going live back again on Fridays on Instagram. The same with YouTube and Twitter. And Facebook. So it's good to have everybody from all of those different places. Welcome. Today I'm excited to talk to you about, 2021, us putting all the BS aside, and let's grow your account on Fiverr. And I'm going to talk about a couple things today that I think are really going to help you make some money and finally get yourself up and running, and to kind of give you, I don't know, my personal opinion about getting business finally on that site. So real quick though, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Also, if you don't know, if you're new to Fiverr Friday, this is an opportunity for me to, for us together to share, talk about how to grow your business on Fiverr, but also for you to ask questions, leave comments, and then I can get in here and answer them for you, do my very best to strike up the conversation and see if I can help you grow your business. Also, there is a little button in the bottom right. It's a little money sign button. It's called Super Chat. So if you ever want to hit that and donate to Avio's Journey channel, YouTube channel, I would be ever so grateful. Thank you for keeping this thing going. It is definitely a challenge to keep creating content over time, because you get really busy, and you want to make sure that you're helping as many people as you can, so it helps a lot. So thank you so much for all the help you give, and for everyone who's watching. Thank you. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the topic today. And I'm excited to talk to you about it because, I work with a lot of people, helping them with growing their Fiverr accounts. And, there's so many amazing, so many of you are just incredible. Zach, thank you, my man. You're always kind, always donating to the channel. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Really, thank you. So, but there is so many of you are just incredible voice actors. But many of us lack on understanding how to grow our businesses online. And I want to really just strip away the bull about it and tell you the truth of it is. The truth is that if you want to grow your business online, your voiceover business, if you want to make a lot of money, or money at all, if you want to go full time at this, if you want to make a run at this business, you have got to get really good at driving traffic, sending people where you want them to go. That's it. You've got to get good at it. You guys, that's it. We could strip away everything. I'm talking about the best equipment. I'm talking about the super amazing voice acting, how well you're good at editing things, how well you're good at mastering things, how well everything is going on. You could take away all of that. And the reality is, if you can't drive traffic, if you can't send people where you want them to go, our business is dead. We are dead. Absolutely. That is it. You've got to be able to drive traffic. You've got to be able to get attention. All right? We're going to talk today about some ways that you can get attention and how that plays into Fiverr. But let's be honest. Look at what Fiverr's doing. I mean, if we're talking about growing our businesses on Fiverr, but if you want to take a step back and look on Fiverr and say, well, what's Fiverr doing to be successful? There was a point in my career where I was like, gosh, these websites, why are they, what are they doing that's so successful? I mean, we're all fighting over business on the platforms, or what are the platforms doing to get the business there? Because if we can get the business, we don't need them. Right? But, that's not, we're here to, here or there. But the point I'm trying to make is that the reason is because Fiverr drives 65 million views a month. 65 million views a month. That's what Fiverr is good at. They are good at driving traffic to us. And because of that, the people are coming to us. We are getting business. Plain and simple. And if you've been on Fiverr long enough, you know that if you can get to the front page, you're going to be slammed. You're going to have all kinds of business. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what type of voice you have. I'm being serious. And people might be like, well, Anthony, that's not true. But I don't know. I'm feeling it today. And I want to lay it out on the table for you. Everybody I've ever worked with, everybody I've ever saw, including myself, when I'm on the front page or closer to the front page or getting more traffic, I get business. When I coach people who are on the front page and who are or close to it, and they are getting traffic, they get business. And when I coach people who are not on the front page or not getting traffic, they get no business. I mean, we might be like, oh, well, it's not rocket science, and you're not saying anything new. That's true, but the idea is, are you focusing on that? Really? I mean, all this stuff. Honestly, let's take it for what it is. We've got to get people. And if your focus is not on getting people from point A to point B, then you're not going to succeed at this business, no matter how good you are, no matter how much money you spend on your equipment. You won't. And the people or the businesses who are the best at it are going to be the most successful. You can do it. All right, let's talk about some ways that you can do it. So first off, you're on Fiverr, and we've talked in depth, especially if you're in part of Fiverr Elite, which real quick, we'll do a Fiverr Elite plug real fast. So we've got Fiverr Elite Wednesdays and Saturdays. We got another meeting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. This is where we get together in a group setting, and we work on growing our businesses on Fiverr through studying our analytics, through doing reviews, through working through our profiles, voice acting coaching. We do all sorts of work with our equipment and editing and stuff. But that Fiverr Elite has been amazing, very helpful. Would love for you to join. Okay, so there's a plug for Fiverr Elite. But on Fiverr, all right, in order to get seen from what you can do on Fiverr is, yes, you got to have a great profile. You got to fill everything out. You got to get everything, all your tags and your titles and your description and your thumbnail and your FAQs and your extras and your portfolios and your demos. Everything has got to be nailed down. I mean, it's got to be completely filled out, completely. You've got to do that on Fiverr and fill out as many gigs as you can. And I want to be square and I want to be open and honest about it. If you do that, the likelihood is you're going to get business on Fiverr. But it might come to a point where you don't get a lot of business. It might come to a point where, there's over 22,000 gigs on Fiverr for voiceover. That's a lot of people. All right. You might not have the ability to use the promoted gigs on Fiverr. Okay, if you do have by the way, on a side note, if you have the ability to use promoted gigs on Fiverr, you better be spending as much money as you can. And I know we can debate about, we're giving money back to Fiverr, but you know what? I always say this. I'd rather, just me, this is me personally. Again, these are my opinions. I would rather have business and money coming to me. All right, I'd rather have a lot of a portion than all of nothing. I mean, and I know we've heard that before, but it's true. That's just how I feel. All right. So, I'm spending as much money as Fiverr will let me spend for promoted gigs. And it's driving more and more traffic. But let's get off of the Fiverr platform, because I think this is important. This is what I really wanted to dive in with you guys today. It is so vital that you spend your time as well driving traffic from Twitter, from LinkedIn, from Instagram, from TikTok, from Facebook, from YouTube. You are driving traffic from these social platforms. Email, all right? You're driving traffic to your Fiverr account. I mean, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's not talk about it. Let's do it, right? I was so crazy at one point in 2018. Many of you know the story. I went on vacation to Alaska, put all my Fiverr account on hold for 2 weeks because I didn't want to do work on vacation. I didn't know any better. I put on vacation mode, and I came back and my account was destroyed, right? I mean, there was nothing going on with it. It tanked. So what happened after that was I got really frustrated, really angry because I had built my business up to a couple $1,000s a month, and I was very angry because it was all gone, right? In 2 weeks, it was gone. And I decided that I was going to sit down in my living room. It was a summer because I was working as a teacher then. So it was summer vacation. And I was going to sit there until I figured it out. And I know many of you have heard that before, but I did. I laid there, I sat there, I did everything I could. I tried A/B testing. I even went on Facebook and I bought my own ads. I ran my own ads driving traffic to my Fiverr account. I ran my own ads doing it. I did everything that I could. And you know what? It worked. It worked. My business went up. The more traffic I got, the more jobs I got. All right? And on it went. It's the truth of the matter. Did I pay more? So did I make less money in voiceover? Yes. But the point is, I wasn't making anything, you guys. I wasn't making anything. How long do we have to not make anything before we decide it's better to make something than absolutely nothing? How long is that going to be for you? I know for me, I was like, I don't want to make nothing. All right. And, I got tired as anybody, well, you don't make anything unless you make a super high amount of money. Otherwise, don't make anything. I didn't want to live that life. I wanted to make some money in voiceover. So I did everything that I could. Now, I'm not advocating that you go out of the gate and go buy ads to send, people to your Fiverr account. But what I'm saying is that if you are not focusing on driving traffic from these social sites, for example, what are you doing? What are we doing if we are not doing that? Because at this day and age, if we were 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it would be TV. It would be radio. It would be the newspaper, magazines. That was our way of getting our businesses out there. Now, TV, radio, newspaper, now it's social media. It is. That is the level playing field for us. It gives us the same playing field as it does big business. We can go on there and drive traffic. Drive your traffic. It's really in your hands. You can determine how many posts you make. You can determine how much money you spend. You can determine what you say and what you drive and who you contact and how many people you message. I mean, eventually, I think some places will say, you can only do X amount of messaging a day, like on LinkedIn, unless you have a paid account, etc. But you get what I'm saying, right? You can determine it. You can determine it. So what I'm trying to say with all of this, okay, is that please don't wait for it to happen. You have the power to drive traffic. It is that simple. Here's another thing. Let's say you happen upon this video and you're like, I'm watching this even though I can't stand Fiverr. I just want to hear what he says. That's fine. This same approach applies for your own website, for email, for anything. You've got to get attention and you got to drive that traffic somewhere. If you don't, then we're nothing. Like you could be the very best voiceover actor in the whole world and all of time. And I've said this before. And if no one hears you or no one can find you, it's worthless, right? We're not going to sell a thing. No one's going to work with us if they don't know us. They don't know where we are. They don't know how to find us. It's really crazy if you think of it that way. So then my question to you, and I ask you to think about this and look at yourself, and as I look at myself and I say, how much am I really doing to get the attention? Or how much am I relying on someone else to do it? How much am I relying on Fiverr to do it? Maybe I don't want to drive traffic to Fiverr and help them grow their business. Maybe I want to drive it to my website, but I'm afraid to drive it to my website because in secret, privately, I think my website sucks. So if I drive them to my website, I'm afraid they're going to go there and they're going to be like, God, I don't want to work with that guy. That's how I was for a long time. I was embarrassed of my website. I didn't want people to go because I thought if they went to my website, they'd be like, that guy's such an amateur. We're never going to work with him. All right. So I didn't want to drive anybody to my website. In fact, people were like, I got a website. Kind of got a website. Like, that's how it was for a long time with me. I don't know if you can relate to that. I did. All right. It wasn't until finally I got serious and realized, and I know this is hard, okay, but I realized I had to spend money. I had to invest in, infrastructure, if you will. I had to invest in my websites in order to get the type of website that I wanted. All right. And with the ability to grow that website so that when I send people there, if I send traffic there, people are going to go there and be like, yeah, this is somebody I want to work with. This is someone who's professional. This is someone who makes me feel like if I spend my money with them, all right, it's not a scam. It's something real. I mean, that's what I wanted to feel, but it took me a long time. And I finally realized I'm going to have to pay for it. Okay, I'm not saying you start off like that, but I'm saying that if you understand this driving traffic model, and I can't overstate this enough. Again, take away everything else in your business. If you can influence where people go, you hold the keys to the kingdom. You hold the keys to your business success, and you can do that by driving traffic through working through these social media platforms. Could that be through you posting on them? Something educational, something entertaining, something inspiring, all three. Could it be you interacting with people on these platforms? Maybe you're like, Anthony, I ain't got nothing to say on these platforms. I don't know what to say. That's fine. That's fine. Interact with it. There are a lot of people saying a lot of stuff. Interact with businesses, with small businesses. Go find them. You can find them. All you do is type in hashtag small business, hashtag entrepreneur, hashtag podcasters, hashtag audiobook narrators or audiobooks, hashtag authors, hashtag e-learning companies, hashtag video production companies, hashtag audio production companies. I mean, anything. Hashtag hashtag cars. Anything you put in there, you're going to come up when you're going at your business. You're going to find businesses. Interact with them. You don't have to have your own content. And I guarantee you, the more you interact, social media, the more interaction you will get. The more people will go to your link, your profile. They'll click on your profile link, which then you send them to your Fiverr account through your profile link. Every profile link you have, make sure it goes exactly where you want them to go. Send them to exactly where you want them to go. Don't just leave it there. Send them. Don't leave it blank. Also, just like I preach about Fiverr, making Fiverr look the very best it can be and is professional and more professional than everybody else, do that with your social media sites. Drive the traffic through it. Maybe if that's not what you want, maybe you do it through messaging. Maybe you do use ads. Maybe you start running ads. Could you imagine if you started paying ads and you realized if I spent $1,000 a month on ads and it brings in $10,000 a month in revenue, I mean, I'd spend $1,000. I'd be spending $1,000 and spending $1,000 all day long to the bank. I'm sure you would too. But a lot of us don't get to that point because we're very nervous about it, and rightly so. I've spent a lot of money on Facebook and lost a lot of money with ads. But as I've gotten a little bit better at it and I've started working with other people who know what they're doing, all right, I'm starting to dabble back in ads again. And if you follow my podcast, The VO's Journey, you know I've gone in and out of ads throughout my voiceover career because I do believe in them. The reality is no matter what we look at, ads are the way to drive the most traffic because every platform is set up to accept ads. So we know that's going to drive the most traffic. So can't overlook ads. But you don't have to do ads, okay? You don't have to do ads. Reacting commenting on people's platform, on their posts, posting entertaining content, educational content, inspiring content. Maybe you're the quote a day person. Maybe you're the inspiration a day person. Maybe you're the person who, finds really cool content from other creators, like other voice actors, and you post their stuff. All right. Maybe you take your samples and you post your samples. All right. You've got to get on these platforms. All right. Can you do that through email? Absolutely. But I want you to take this in consideration. Last month, I did about 80, I think it was about 75 or 80 voiceover jobs on Fiverr. And I had about 65,000 impressions. So it took 65,000 times for people to see me or me offering something to get 80 orders. I mean, just let that sink in. Let's talk about the numbers. 65,000 impressions. An impression is when you pop up on the screen somewhere. It doesn't necessarily mean that they hover over you and they look at you, but it means you pop up on a search screen somewhere. That's an impression. Okay? 65,000. And I got 80 jobs. I'm not here to talk to you about the percentages of like how much here, how much there, because that can range wildly. But what I'm trying to point out to you though is that how many emails are you sending out a month? Right? How many phone calls are we making a month? How many posts are we making a month? How many people saw that cool quote that you posted? The point I'm trying to make with it, right, is that I want to empower you to think that, you know what? The future of your business is really in your hands. If you figure out this thing right here, which is driving traffic, there's no one who can touch you. You can run your own business by yourself and live a happy old life. Most people, I think, including myself, especially when I was first starting, didn't even have a clue about traffic or driving traffic or even thinking about it. I mean, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy to think what I see now. And you know what's really interesting too? And I recommend you do that because I do. If you ever have a chance to talk to somebody, like even a CEO or a representative from one of these voiceover businesses that we work through, whether it's Fiverr and your seller success coach, whether it's Voquin, whether it's Voice123 or Voices.com or the Voice Realm, who I've heard is under new management. More to come about that. Somebody messaged me the other day saying that I hear Voice Realm was going under new management. I don't know that. I know a lot of people in the UK will be happy about Voice Realm going under new management, but I don't know. But I heard that. But anyways, if you talk to these people, all right, Voice Jungle, etc., they will tell you the key to their business is getting traffic to the website. Getting traffic to the website. Now, of course, as they grow, it becomes about keeping the traffic and not letting them go off platform to work with us. Why they're so particular about us not, giving out personal information. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're just talking about the idea that everything they do is about showing up in Google first or second, getting ads, showing up on YouTube pre-roll, showing up on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. All of these places where everyone is. Businesses are people. People are in these social platforms. You drive that traffic, that's where they go. So please, please, please think about what you're doing right now, and are you actually driving anything? Or are we just at the whim of the people or these businesses that, we're on? Take control. You can. All right. I feel like I need a towel and like some water. Water me down. Like I need a rub, so like a back rub or something here. All right. I don't know. I'm crazy today. This is your opportunity for me to shut up a little bit and for you to post your comments, your questions into the chat and over on Instagram as well. Please go ahead if you got any questions, comments. I'll do my best. to answer them and go from there so we can get you some answers and get your business growing. Let's go ahead and go to the top up here. We got Jeremy. What's up, my man? Jeremy from YouTube. Tom, hello. Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Good to have you. Matt, my man. Happy Fiverr Friday. Don Sharp. Hello. Zach, as always, my friend. Again, thank you for the super chat, Zach. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Curse Leisure. Happy Fiverr Friday. Hello. Gary Middleton. Good to have you. Voiceover Angela. Hello, Angela. It is lit. What did you say? Lit time. Happy Fiverr Friday. Okay. Trevor, what's up? It's Fiverr Friday already. Nice. Absolutely. 7 of us. Hello. What's up, 7 of us? Chief Smith. I'm driving in traffic right now. Be careful, Chief. Johnny, what's up, my man? Happy Fiverr Friday. Johnny Flynn, is good to have you in Fiverr Elite too, Johnny. Voiceover Andrew AP is fired up today. yeah. I don't know. I just, I want you guys to be successful. This is our opportunity. 2021. This is our year. Let's make it our year, right? Let's make it our year. You can do it. We can do it together. Let's see. Voiceover Angela, thank you. Gary, what's up? You're feeling something today. Matt says, love it. Johnny says, damn right, mate. Thank you. Let me go over to Instagram real quick. You guys have been awesome over here. We got a bunch of people. We got Fritz, what's up? Truly Me, welcome. Snacky Voices, I like that. The voice of Kevin, what's up? We've got Rob. What's up, Rob? The man with the voice. I like it. Snacky Voices. I love that name, Snacky Voices. Zarin, Deep Voice. What's up? All right, questions. We got Sure. Adrian, I think I saw a question here. Yes, it's so true. Front page on Fiverr is a sweet pot. Yeah, I mean, if any of you've been there, especially if you just started out like as a rising talent and you were put on there, it's insane. It's absolutely insane to be on the front page, which tells you what? It's about the traffic. It's about the people who are seeing you. Okay. Let's see. Good to have you. Hector, what's up? Sorry, the screen. I'm like looking at the Matt Voices, trying to wave at everybody. Cool Booth. Well, thank you. Yeah, this is my Oh, it's asking me to leave a comment. So this is my station that I do my editing in. My booth, of course, is actually behind. You can't see. I do sometimes in there. All right, Snacky Voices, guy. You mentioned I'm not going into vacation. Oh, mentioned not going to vacation mode. Do you recommend just extending the delivery time on your gigs then? Yes, I do recommend extending your delivery time on your gigs. I know some people have recently come to me and said, hey, Anthony, every night before I'm done, like with the workday, I turn on Do Not Disturb or something, and then I turn on them in the morning when I'm ready and I don't have any issues. And, I've never tried that, but I know if I ever go somewhere, I just extend the delivery time. Absolutely. All right, we got Samir over on YouTube. What's up? Sweet, I made it. Johnny, I love Fiverr Elite. Absolutely. Chief says, woot. Rudy says, present. Good to have you. Christopher Lawrence, what's up? How long did it take you to buy your first mic to start VO? So I started my voiceover business in 2017. April 4th, I was sitting on my couch feeling like, my life wasn't really going anywhere. Honestly, if you listen to my podcast, you know the story. But basically, I have a beautiful wife. I had a beautiful wife then, beautiful children, it was a small home, but it was still a home. I had, cars, and we weren't, starving. So, in all respects, I should have been happy, but I wasn't. So anyways, I was missing something. So I decided I wanted to look around and get back into acting, but I didn't want to leave my home. As an actor, I live in Virginia, so being mobile is a necessity, really, if you want to be an actor that gets paid. So I didn't want to do that. So I was looking around at things, and I saw a random video pop up about doing voiceovers on ACX, like audiobook narrator. And I love audiobooks. I've always loved audiobooks. So I was like, oh, that would be so cool. So I didn't know a thing about voiceovers. So I went to Best Buy. I bought a $40 microphone All right, it was a blue snowball mic. It was a black one, those balls. And I bought. My mom had given me a $200 gift card to Lowe's for my birthday. So I went to Lowe's. I saw a random video of a guy who was building this PVC pipe with packing blankets booth or in his upstairs closet or something for his music business. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I can take that and create my own, and it became known as my hobo fort. That's what my family started calling my vocal booth, because I went and bought PVC pipe and packing blankets, and I started my business from there. And I'll never forget, my wife literally did tell me, she was like, if you're gonna need to return this. You return that mic in a month if you don't get any business. So I laugh at it now. It's just funny to think. I did return the mic, but not because I didn't have business. I returned it to get a new mic. So the next mic I got, which was about 2-3 months later, was the NT1A anniversary kit. And I used that mic for a while. And then after about a year and a half, I bought my Sennheiser 416. I had that mic, and that's the mic I still use today for my voiceovers. This is my RE20. I bought this. It's a broadcast mic. I bought it for out here for all the stuff I do in the editing station. So that's how I kind of came to be with my equipment. Of course, when I moved to my new home, that's when I bought, I ended up buying a whisper room, ended up buying, I had a different, room. I set up all of this stuff, an editing station. And, but when I first started off, I had my hobo fort, a bunch of blankets and pillows, and my $40 microphone. And I made my pop filter out of pantyhose and a wire coat hanger. I was jamming. All right, let's see. Troy, GoDaddy. Anthony. Johnny says, sat here with my Curie and a notepad. Who said men can't multitask? Let's see. Curse Leisure said, good marketing and branding will eventually allow you to make more money with less work. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I do think that it's important to know too, right, that when we go somewhere with a place that's branded, okay, we're willing to pay more money because we trust that name. We trust that brand because we know it. We recognize it. We might have experienced it before, or, if it's there, we accept it. It's like if we've heard of it, all of a sudden it legitimizes everything it says. All right. So that's where branding really, because it's hard to quantify a brand. It's hard for me to quantify a VO's journey, to say, well, a VO's journey and, the brand name of a VO's journey or whatever that is, is worth X amount. You quantify that. But what it does is hopefully someone hears that, or they hear my name, all right, and hopefully your name, right, is there's trust that's there. Okay, there's trust that's built from them knowing that name and then knowing what you've done or content you've put out or things that you relate with them. Okay. So totally true. Totally true. Let's see. Voiceover Angela, curious. Can you tell us how much your daily spend is for promoted gigs? Ooh, Voiceover Angela asking all the personal questions. Yes. So at this point right now, I'm spending at least, so this is the weird thing on Fiverr. I'm trying to spend at least $40 to $50 a day, but I can't seem to spend more than $5 or $10 a day. But I'm trying to spend up to $40, $50 a day. And I'm trying to anywhere from $1.50 up to $3 per click. Some of mine, they're all varied. So I have some of my main gigs are all over $2, $2.50, $3 a click. That's how much I'm spending. And I keep raising it every day to see how much more. I can tell you this. After I got to a certain threshold on the click, on the cost, it did, and this is not, again, this is just observation. There's no, I don't have a back door. I don't work for Fiverr. I don't know the algorithm. Like I don't know the algorithm guys, but it just seems like when I got to a certain price point on my cost per click, my work started going up. And that was over $2. But remember, my average cost per click is all under 50 cents. A lot of my CPCs are at like 30 cents, 24 cents, 44 cents. So even though I'm bidding $2.50, $3, it's only costing me 20, 30, 40 cents. But if you're bidding 1 cent over what their recommended price is, come on. I'm not. So I'm just being true. I'm not doing it. So I'm bidding way more. Now, I don't want to be the person who drives up bid ads on Fiverr when I go in there and it'd be like everybody's bidding $5. I'm just saying that, play with it. So what I recommend is raise it by 5 cents, right? Every couple days, raise it by 5 cents. See what happens. That's what I do. Every couple days, I raise it by 5 cents or so, 5 or 10 cents. See what happens. Let's see. Let's go over to Insta. What is the most influential? Okay, so this comes from Henan Badro. Sorry, man, if I've messed that up. I apologize. What is the most influential social media platform in your opinion? So when I first started, my podcast was great. My podcast is what built a VO's journey, I feel like. But that was through me marketing that through Facebook. However, at this point, YouTube is by far the most influential platform I have. Okay. And 90 to 95% of all traffic I have now, I drive from YouTube. Although, again, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn. I have many different pages on Facebook. All right. And they're all linked together. All of them linked to a VO's journey. Anthony P. Where's my Facebook? Where is it? The Facebook group, Instagram, Twitter, all of this stuff. All right. They all link together. So to me, YouTube has been a big one for me. YouTube has been a big one for me. And then I would go that think of each one of these as a different platform. I mean, like a different TV channel, right? Because they all have different from Twitter. Twitter's been a great platform, but so has Instagram. LinkedIn has been a great platform. This is what I was talking about, branding. That's the challenge, right? The challenge is when you're branding, it is a total picture. It's not just one. So it's hard for me to say this is the one that makes all the difference. I think all of them together make the difference. But if you told me today I had to get rid of all of them and keep one, I'd keep my YouTube channel. Absolutely. I'd keep my YouTube channel first. Good question. All right, let's see. Branding. Absolutely. Branding. Curse Leisure. Good question, Angela. Let's see. Nika. Hi, good vibes. What's up? Does the review that was left by a top buyer affects my gig more than the review left by a new buyer? Do they have any different strength for the Fiverr algorithm? Great question. To my knowledge, and according to Fiverr, there is not a difference. Even though they claim, now there was a time where they would go through and sometimes they do say like, do really well. This is a top rated seller or buyer, right? Or this is a business client. You want to do a good job so they come back to you. Okay. And at some time they used to say, if you want more business, do well here. And they implied that they were raising your business. But what they did, and I feel like they kind of did this on the back end, is I think they did away with that and changed it into now every single person you work with. Also, after they do your gig or after they leave a review or whatever, they go into they get a They get a survey and they get more questions and they get asked more questions about how you did, and you don't ever see that. But that back end questions does feed into your algorithm, and that is straight from Fiverr. Yeah, so good question there. Let's see. Johnny says, I relate. I designed my website myself and now in the process of revamping it. Again, absolutely. And again, Johnny, I had to eventually say to myself, I can either A, continue to try to do this myself and keep telling myself I'm going to learn how to do it someday, all right, or I need to do it. Or I'm going to realize, know thyself. I talk about that in our saying. I'm going to know who I am, realize that I don't have time to spend 10 years learning how to build the most optimal website ever known to man. So I might as well utilize other professionals. You know what I'm saying? So there might come a time where you've got to look at that. And, if we work on Fiverr, there's other professionals on Fiverr just like us. And it doesn't have to be, there's all kinds of places, but, don't let your, I think don't let your ego or your good intentions stifle your business growth. I did that for a long time. I let my good intentions of learning or doing it myself stifle my growth. Okay? Great question. Let's see. Kerr says, my top goal for 2021 is finally to launch my website. Awesome. Voice Manager Angela says, #gold flyer here. I'm crazy today. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. Flyer here, Eric. To Anthony's point, I had a gig that was toward the very last. I had some people off platform that made purchases and put me on the front page. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yep. Johnny Flynn, just your teaching voice is enough motivation, mate. Voiceover Angela, it's a numbers game for sure. The more eyeballs you get, the more money you will make. I think that, yeah, absolutely. And the reality is, everybody, is this, it becomes challenging because we are focused on our voice acting. We're focused on editing and mastering. We're focused on getting the right equipment. We're focused on our space. We're focused on all of these things. Then we're focused on, okay, well, now I got to actually get where do I find people? I'm still working on one, A, B, C, and D. I mean, it can be very challenging, right? It can be very, very challenging. So, think of all of those things we mentioned as your product, right? If you all the acting and the editing and the mastering, your equipment, all this stuff relates to your product that you're selling. Then we go into the marketing department, all right? And then the marketing and then sales within the marketing department. Okay. Let's see. Let's go over to Insta Snackies. Sorry, Snackies voice. I love that. Seriously, I used a dog kennel with moving blankets when I started. You got to do what you got to do. Absolutely. Let's see. Ron Elite. Sorry. Do I also need a DBX 286S? Ron, I used a DBX 286S when I started. I got one down the road, not when I started, but I got one later because, I wanted to, try to do more pre-work. So like I was pre-recording. And so DB, I mean, they're very popular. They're very popular. I had one, absolutely. I don't have one anymore, but I used to have one. Okay, let's see. We've got Ingle Borgi, Meg. You know what? Instagram. Why are our voices so hard on Instagram? Everybody, good gracious. Got hard voices. Hard voices on. All right. Let's see. Hesham voiceover says, does it get super humid in that booth? It can. Absolutely. It can. I have the one that does have the filtration, which has a ventilation system attached to it that helps air flow through it. But it can get very hot in there. Absolutely. If you stay in there for a long time. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Johnny, fab advice. All right, Samir says it hurts so good. Johnny says, Bryce, thank you, my friend, for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. This has been the perfect Get It Done video. Thank you, Bryce. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Let's see. Samir says, hurts so good. Johnny says, fab advice, man. Thank you, bud. Absolutely. Clark says, preach it. Just be wise words. No question you have to be omnipresent in any industry to succeed. Yeah, absolutely. Nick Field, thanks for the advice, Anthony. Planning a blitz on my voice reels this month, which will hopefully help my traffic. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Nick, and to go off of what Nick was saying too, it's important, right, you guys, that this is the mindset that I know for me, I had to make a change. And I know this might be hard to swallow. And it was for me. But I was under the assumption that I was in the voiceover business. And I realized that I'm in the content creation business. And I know that might be weird, but I was under the assumption that this was a voiceover business. And I realized that voiceovers, that's like, my dessert. That's like, if I've done, my business has done its job, I get to do voiceovers. Right? But that's not what my job is. My job is making content and driving traffic. My job is being a media outlet. That is the life and I really do think the world we live in today. And the better we are at it, the better our businesses will grow. If you think about it, everything that you get, everything that you buy, what is it that we're buying, right? We're buying specific products, but it's an idea. You know what I mean? And for me, I realized that I needed to shift my mindset to content, to me becoming a business that creates content. And in my case, I was an educator for a good portion of my life. Education was the easiest way for me to create content. And at the time, when I first started my podcast, it was the only thing I knew how to do. I knew how to teach, and the only thing I knew what to talk about at the time was what I was going through. So that's what led to a VO's Journey podcast and about documenting my journey, right? A VO's journey, because I didn't know what else to say. I didn't have anything else to talk about except what I was going through and my thoughts and what I'd learned up to that point. So I was like, I'm going to share it with people. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Over Fritz says, I have a wood frame suspended from the ceiling instead of a PVC pipe frame. Cool. Seems simpler as long as you don't need to move it around. Yeah, I had to put up and take down my vocal booth every single night in my other house because we had a small home, and where my booth was, or where the computer was, led into the kitchen, which led into the family room. So I had this big hobo fort that was 4x6. I built a 4x6 PVC pipe packing blanket hobo fort that I put up and took down every single night. I put up around 9, 10 o'clock at night, take it down 2, 3 in the morning, had to be super quiet not to wake the family every single night. I don't know if I could do that again. That was a lot. Okay, let's see. Anthony, hey, Anthony, Bonnie here. Go back again. Bryce again, thank you so much, my friend, for the super chat. John says, hi, Anthony. John from Texas. I know who you are. Thanks for the informative lesson yesterday. You bet, John. It was an awesome lesson yesterday. That was it. We could have talked about that, John. That's a whole nother topic. John and I were talking about going beyond just your voiceover demo and actually looking at what the words that you are using in your demo, how do they play a part in you getting business? We always focus on, I'm going to go down another road. We won't go into that. Maybe that'll be next. Maybe that'll be another video or next Fiverr Friday or something. We'll talk about, there's more to just putting out a great produced demo. What about what you say in the demo? All right. That's important. What are you inspiring people to believe or to feel in your demo with your words? That's a whole nother thing. Absolutely, John. Tom has just posted my first 3 gigs this week. Also submitted an offer to a buyer request. Looking forward to the possibilities in 2021. Awesome, Tom. Just B says, hey, Anthony, Bonnie here, new member to the group from chilly Toronto. Awesome. Are you getting lots of snow up there? Chuck, thank you so much for the super chat, Chuck. I really appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Up in Toronto, I know I was on the phone with some clients from New York today, from a cybersecurity firm, and they were saying that they were supposed to get 10 more inches of snow in New York. So if you're up in New York or New York City, be safe and careful, please. Up in Toronto, I'm assuming you guys get slammed. I don't know if you're getting some snow up there, but absolutely crazy weather right now. Let's see, Anthony. Hi, Anthony. This is Urea. Your IU. And I apologize, the urea. I'm going to say that. I probably totally wrong. Uriu. Probably butchered the name. Sorry. Hi, Anthony. Don't you think the market for English VO is much bigger than Dutch? I'm from Holland. Hey, thank you so much for being here and being on the show today. I do 60% of all my work overseas total. But 40%, and by far the number one place I do the majority of my work, is the U.S. And the majority of the place that everyone's trying to get into is the US because, it's the US, this commercialization hub of the world, right? So I would say that, of course, the size and scope and the wealth in the US for the purposes of us being voiceover actors, yes, there's a lot of business there, but I also do tons of business all over the world. I have to be honest, I'm not an expert on Holland, and I don't know what the voiceover atmosphere is there. I do know that, as someone who only speaks English, I'm at a disadvantage of working around the world because I don't speak any other languages. So that's a challenge to me, and I wish I spoke other languages, but I don't. I can always learn. But I think that it's good to get into the US, absolutely, to do voiceover. I will say that it can be challenging if you are speaking English and you have a hard accent to do work in the American market. Okay, because I've worked with a lot of people who are from around the world and they speak English very well, better than me probably, but they have an accent, a hard accent from the place where they are, and that's challenging because a lot of people in the U.S. want a neutral or neutral American accent. So that is a challenge in itself. But if that's not an issue, all right, and you could teach yourself, to have that accent, it's a great market to be in. Absolutely. But again, I'm sorry, I don't know the Holland market very much, so I do apologize. Voquent is a great place to be on. Voquent for markets in different parts of the world as well. Let's see. Do you offer gig review for Dutch VOs, or does it matter that you are not from Holland? My demos are Dutch, of course. So, the gig itself, I can absolutely help, and you can get a gig review from a VO's Journey website. But I'll listen to your demo. But of course, since I don't speak Dutch, I'm not going to be able to really give you a really accurate demo review, but your gig review, it's all the same. It doesn't matter what language you speak. The basis for what we do on Fiverr is the same across the board. So yeah, I definitely would be interested in talking to you about it. Johnny says, love that story. Look how far you've come. Greatest respect for you. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it, man. It's crazy to think. Like I said, I laugh and joke with my wife about how we used to, she used to tell me I had to take my mic back if I didn't make it. And it's just funny to see where we are now. Different world. Let's see. Your sound studio sponge water tape that cut. Get back in there, Rocky. Yeah, that's right. I love Rocky. I love that movie. Let's see. The Yoryu. Since I uploaded my new demo, my orders are a lot lower. But in my eyes, the new voice reel is much better than my old one. So that was why I asked my questions. No, absolutely. I totally understand. My recommendation is that, and I don't know if you might already have this, but even if you're just starting out on Fiverr, you have 7 gigs you can put up. Put up all 7. Get all 7 of them up, and then use the 7. Put your new reel up, put your old one up on another one. Because if people are buying the other one, even though we can't see it, don't get rid of it. Don't break. Don't fix something that's not broken. But with that being said, we do need to keep trying to improve. But I love testing things. So I love seeing if this works, if that works. And fortunately, Fiverr gives you multiple gigs to try. So that would be my recommendation if you're not doing that currently. Use some of the other gigs and test it out. Let's see. Sean for voiceovers. Hello, Anthony. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Sean. Johnny says, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Chuck, again, thank you so much, my friend, for the super chat. Really appreciate it, Chuck. Thank you. Let's see, over on Insta. Mike, what's up? What's up? Zippo, I think that's right. I tell you, God, his names are hard. I gotta get better at the names. Samir, wow, I never thought of it that way. Awesome, Samir. I'm glad that helped. Sherry says, struggling. I'm sorry, Sherry. Wanting to be where you are, but I realize I right now am where you were when you began. I can't do it overnight, but I need to use lessons like today to build it. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. Love having you in our group as well. I know you're in Fiverr Elite. Sherry, there has been about 4 times in my business so far where I hit a crossroads. And the crossroads was like decision time. I could go this way, and this outcome would be, I could stay on the course that I was on and grow at the pace I was growing, or I could go this way and reinvent myself again and take a chance, take a risk to build on to something, add something new, create something new with what I was already offering. And each one of those crossroads, I chose the latter one. I chose the time to reinvent and invent something new and build and take a chance. And each time I'm so thankful I did because it paid off. Whether it was completely changing around all my demos, kind of like we were just talking about with the your IU. I don't even know how to say your name, man. And then the time where I decided, everybody, I do a lot of coaching, a lot of voice acting coaching, and I help a lot of people. And I have a mentorship program. We do the Fiverr Elite. But I'll be honest with you all, I never started doing my podcast, my YouTube channel. It was never started for coaching. It was started for me to grow my voiceover business. And it was the only thing I knew what to put out. So I put out me teaching stuff. And it wasn't until I was putting out these things that more and more people contacted me, more and more things happened, that people asking me for help, that I made a decision to add these services into my business. I didn't get out of teaching to go back into teaching. But because of you all and how amazing you are, you actually made me realize again how much I love to teach and to educate. But I bring it up, Sherry, because we don't know where this journey will lead us, but it's because I took a risk and started my podcast, a podcast after I was in the business for under a year. What was I thinking doing a podcast? I didn't know what else to do to get myself out there. I didn't know what to post. I was too afraid to do a video because I thought no one wanted to see me inside a hobo fort, all right? And no one would want to look at this face. So I was like, I don't want to do a video, okay? So the only thing I could think of doing was a podcast because no one would have to see me. And I did my podcast. But lo and behold, it changed the whole trajectory of my business. And I look back at that now and I think, what if I didn't try that podcast? What if I didn't go out on a limb and try something that, yes, it had something to do with my voiceover business, but it was kind of a different thing with my voiceover business. And that changed my whole direction of my business. It's crazy. And then that led me down a whole nother path, which then opened up all sorts of other paths. At this point, I'm happy to say that my voiceover business alone, makes over 6 figures a year. I'm so blessed. All right. But with my coaching business, it's a completely different world that I've ever lived in my entire life. And it wouldn't have been possible if I didn't take a chance. And that's what I want you guys to do. Take a chance on something. Don't stop what you're doing, but take a chance. Put yourself out there, All right. Hope that helps. Let's see. Johnny says, I hear you. Up, down, up, down, up, down. 7 of us. You are becoming a household name in our home. Thanks. You are a special dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tom says, any advice for someone with a full-time day job and a relatively new wife who still wants to be, at the very least, get seriously started in voiceover. Okay, wait. And a relatively new wife who still wants to, at the very least, get seriously started in voice. So is it your wife wants to get started in voiceover too? Or you want to get started in voiceover? I have to be honest with you guys, with my family. When I first started, I had done a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, I tried other businesses and failed. And my wife had every reason to be like, what are you seriously trying something new? And she really did. And I decided that I had to do this. And I then realized that it was upon me to prove that I could do it. It wasn't upon her to give me more support. It was upon me to prove to her, to my family, to my kids, to my relative, my mother and father-in-law. I had to prove that this was successful. It's funny, when I started, no one wanted to talk about this voiceover business I was doing. And now everybody's very proud and happy of what I'm doing. And I had to prove that it's work. It's like that saying Will Smith said, when he was poor and he was starting out, nobody wanted to buy him dinner, but now he's rich. Everybody wants to buy him dinner. You've got to prove yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You have to you've got to take that criticism. I really think that's important. Take the criticism, because by taking that, that's part of you proving that you can go through what it takes to get your dream. Getting our dreams fulfilled is never easy. It's not a path. I don't even know. What are we even talking about? I'm talking about philosophical stuff here. You get me on a pedestal, it's a bad thing. So I'm just saying, I'm not quite sure, Tom, exactly what you're saying, but I would say that every day I woke up at 6 a.m., went to work, got the kids dropped off, came home around 5. My wife and I picked up the kids. We made dinner. I spent an hour or so with the kids, put them to bed with my wife, spent an hour with her, put her to bed, and then I'd stay up from about 10 p.m. to 2 or 3 in the morning every single night, Monday through Sunday. Well, Saturday and Sunday I worked most of the days on my businesses on Saturday and Sunday. But during the weekday, my full-time job, that's what I did. And I did that for a couple of years. And there was points where I literally fell asleep in my booth narrating, and it hurt. If you guys haven't experienced it, I don't recommend it. But if you haven't experienced like forcing yourself to stay up so late that it's painful anymore and it hurts, but you got to do an audiobook and it's got to be done and you need to get it done. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. It hurts. No one talks about, like, physically. It hurts. It's a struggle, especially when you start getting 4 to 6 books a week. All right. You do what you do to get ahead. So that was tough. So I would say that, please respect, your wife's wishes, and that's between you and her. But there comes a point, I think, where you got to prove to people that you can do it. I don't know, Tom, if that was what you were even asking, man, but hopefully that helps. Ken, words in demo. Yep, I agree that has a lot to do with the perception of your demo. Yeah, and we're going to talk a lot about that at another time, because no one really talks about that. No one really talks about the words we actually use, our actual copy, how that works. It's interesting if you go listen to demos. I'll just leave you this. Go listen to demos. Do you know, like, all of my demo spots, basically my best-selling demo, they're all painting a vision, a picture. They're all philosophical. They're not hard, this truck has excellent suspension and, $39 down, $39.99 down. Like, none of it's that. It's painting a dream. It's painting a picture. It's a feeling. I'm invoking feelings. You know what I mean? And that should also tell you what specifically are you trying to do and get, what clients you're trying to get. So it's probably why a lot of what I do, a lot of business I do, is actually, a lot of video narration, a lot of inspirational stuff, a lot of, helpful videos and helping people, whether it's through COVID or whatever. I do a lot of those types of videos. And it's important. Absolutely. Let's see. Tom. Okay. Johnny says, in New York, if New York has snow, that means we're going to get it here in the UK in 2 weeks. Gotcha. Samir says, I'm relearning Arabic. I get requests because of my name all the time and have to turn them down because I don't speak the language. I have to tell you, Arabic definitely. I don't speak Arabic, but I've done so much work where I've had to spend a lot of time learning, or just locations, geography, words, in Arabic and so forth, and also Spanish. I lose so much business because I don't speak Spanish. It's upset. It's actually very upsetting to me because I always pride myself as someone who's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it happen. But I lose so much business because I don't speak Spanish. And also I don't even really I don't have a good Spanish accent. So like I lose a lot of business. I don't lose a lot of business for anything, but for Spanish, I do. People are like, we're sorry. You just don't have what we need. And it's hard. So if that's another personal growth thing as a business growth thing that you could do too, is work on languages and accents. Let's see. Ada says, hey, Anthony, been meaning to ask, what's your take on Fiverr Pro as a top-rated seller yourself? Is this something you don't think helps in VO? Are they doing better than the rest of us? Good question. So Fiverr Pro was originally set up to be a upper scale part of Fiverr that had higher pricing, had a coach. So everybody in the Fiverr Pro program had a Fiverr seller success coach, so they could help them with their pricing, with their gigs, with their thumbnails, help them sell. They would promote them differently, and it was a great way for Fiverr to say, hey, we have these elite sellers here too. And, we also, they're influencers and all this stuff too. So Fiverr Pro, I know we have a bunch of people in a VO's journey that are in Fiverr Pro and they really like it. I'm not in Fiverr Pro and I'm not going to go to Fiverr Pro because going to Fiverr Pro, I have to lose everything that I've done, meaning like all of my reviews, everything that I've done going into Fiverr Pro, that resets it. I don't want to. And honestly speaking, I usually make a lot more money than most people in Fiverr Pro. But that doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying that I don't feel it necessary. At the same token, I think it's also not a bad program either. So it's really based on what you want to do. I just know as a top-rated seller, it was not something I wanted to do because I would lose thousands of reviews. I would lose because you can't have both accounts. You can't have your top-rated seller account or your account and then have a Fiverr Pro account. So that's why I didn't do it, because I'm not going to lose all of the years of work I did, and then I know what some Fiverr Pros are making, and I make double or triple that, so I'm not interested in it. So, but again, that's just me personally. So, because from a top-rated seller standpoint, now mind you, top-rated sellers, they make different sums too. Some top-rated sellers make a lot of money, and some top-rated sellers make some, like, not as much money as, it's not all top-rated sellers are making this amount. So it also depends. You might be a top-rated seller who's not, making maybe $2,000 or $3,000 a month, and, you might make that or make more as a Fiverr Pro. Do you know what I mean? But if you're making over that, I would really think before you leave. Top-rated seller. Let's see. Chef Gorilla. I like that name, Chef Gorilla. Finally, I catch you live, and what timing it is, seeing as I am also from a foreign country. You inspired me to do my absolute best for my Fiverr gig video. Thanks for all your vids. I watch them all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ada says, also very curious about the mechanics of setting up a landing page and running ads to the clients, to get clients. Who do you target, and do you prefer YouTube ads or Facebook ads? Laugh aloud, a lot of questions, sorry. No, that's okay. I really do like YouTube pre-roll ads. Meaning like, for perfect example, on this video, if you're not on this video right now and you're just watching this video, the likelihood is you saw either a dude with a beard called the voiceover beard guy, who's running which I think he's got like $1,000 course or something, or you've got that nice woman who's running her ads where you got to listen to an hour and a half of her book or something like that. And these are voice actors, voiceover coaches who are using my channel as a targeted way to get to you all. Okay, we can do the same thing. You can target other people's demos. You can target business accounts. You can target that stuff through Google Ads and actually run pre-roll ads, just like the voiceover beard dude and that other woman who run ads before on my channel. Okay, you can do that yourself, and it's very, very powerful. Google itself is Google Ads on Google itself. I mean, that's a big one. And then Facebook ads, absolutely. Facebook targeting is pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. But again, I want to point out 65,000 impressions for me to get 80 jobs. So I don't want you to go into this thinking that, you'll spend $1 or $2 and make, $1,000. I wish it worked that way. It worked that way a long time ago, but not anymore. Not anymore because the word is out. But that doesn't mean that you still can't be lucrative with it. It just means you got to be a little bit better at it and spend a little bit more money. I hope that helped. So I recommend all of it, and depending on where you're going or where you're sending them. Let's see. Edson, I made it, but on the toilet it worked. Absolutely. Do you know most people, they actually say the reason why when you post videos, it's really important, even though a lot of my YouTube videos don't have this, but you'll notice all my other videos, my short videos, they all have captions, right? They all have captions because most people there's actually a study came out. Most people view this stuff at work in the bathroom, and they don't want it playing. So it's important to have captions on your stuff. Let's see. Me, Tom says, me. Okay, Tom. I'm talking with someone on Fiverr right now about getting my first job on that platform. Awesome, Tom. Go get him. Let's see. Curse Leisure. My family thought this was going to be yet another one of my crazy ideas that would go nowhere. Now they are totally on board after seeing results. Yeah, that's the truth. Same thing that happened to me. Sherry, absolutely helpful. Wash the hands. Thank you. It doesn't show. Okay, so the reason why that happens, and I keep saying that, I got to remember on my screen, I use Restream, and I use the chat window through Restream. So whenever there's certain emojis or GIFs or anything that's used, sometimes it doesn't show it. It just shows it spells it out in words. So that's why, because I realized it was wash hands. I bet that was maybe doing something like that or something. I don't know, but it just made me realize, why is that like that? But now I remember. All right, Carrie Ann, live, yay! What's up? Or love you, either one. I love you too, if that's what you mean. Or you may be like, I don't love you, it's live, yeah. So you and I do coffee every morning on YouTube. I love to start my day feeling equipped and ready. Thanks to your generous skill sharing and time putting it all together for us newbies. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Gary said, watched a couple videos, very good content. All of my family and people I meet say I have a great face for a good face for radio. Laugh Aloud constantly commented on my voice from many people I know and newly meet. Awesome, Gary. Go get them. Drive content. Or drive traffic. Let's see. Johnny says, bit of a fangirl moment. My 11-year-old daughter Ruby is watching and she loves the podcast. Can you please give her a shout out? Absolutely. What's her name? Tell me your name. I'll give her a shout out. Absolutely. Well, hey, you guys, thank you so much. Let's see. Wait, everything over here on Instagram is watermarking auditions best practice. I'm trying to research it and wondering your thoughts. Yeah, it's fine. I created at some point when I was doing auditions a little tag that went underneath that said this is an audition. This is an audition. And I would put that under my auditions, you know what I mean? And lower that down so they couldn't get it out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. Let's see. Ruby, thank you so much, Ruby, for watching and listening to my stuff. I hope you're having a great day and you have a great weekend. Thank you, girl. Let's see. Aubrey says, I'm not sure if this is an appropriate question, but I notice a lot of people have a no profanity disclaimer. Is there a particular reason other than personal preference? No, just personal preference. Absolutely. Just personal preference. I find expectations are really important. Put your expectations down. You know what I mean? If you don't want to do anything like that, just put it down, but that's your choice. Now, it can be if we go into some violent speech or something illegal, right? You can be held liable or accountable by Fiverr for partaking in that. Perfect example is voiceover Pete. If you all know about that, I mean, I don't want to get into why that happened or who was right or who was wrong, but that kind of things that happened with voiceover Pete, there was something going on with the fact that, there was, I don't know, it was some legal stuff, and that's what happened with him. So, but besides that, it's up to you, what you do, and it's personal preference. Let's see. Would that be something that would bite you in the behind later in your career? Possibly. I don't mind saying a few curse words if in the context, like for example, yesterday I was doing a piece where there was some curse words in it, but it was making a point about things getting better. So it was not, so I was not opposed to saying the curse words, but I have turned down lots of work that is just lots of cursing and stuff. I don't need to do. I don't want to do that. I don't mind doing most things. I like to stay neutral, but I do have a moral compass that, guides me, and, that's helped me make the decisions, I think, when I wasn't going to do something that was too much, I did have to turn stuff down when I got some really crazy stuff, especially over the summer. I got some people saying some crazy things, and I was like, I'm just not going to say those things. I'm just, you make it about you. Okay. Let's see. Would that be something that we, okay. Chelsea says, "Oh, yay, thanks. I didn't know if Instagram worked." Yeah. Johnny says, "Thank you, my friend." Absolutely. All right, listen, you guys, this was awesome. It was absolutely awesome session today. Thank you so much. If you get a chance again, like, subscribe, please. Also, if you're interested in Fiverr Elite, we'd love to have you. Remember, we meet Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. We have a meeting tomorrow morning. There'll be a link below if you'd like to join. It's all about helping you grow your Fiverr business and your voiceover business in general with a community. We have another separate community. We almost have 100 people now in our Fiverr Elite group, and it's for people who are brand new, just as well as people who have been around. I named it Fiverr Elite a long time ago with the idea that it was about all of us coming together to help to become elite, but I realized sometimes the name might make people think, well, I'm not, at that point yet. It's for brand new people just as much as people with experience. Okay. So it's, again, another one of those mess ups on my part. But anyways, thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you soon. All right, you guys. Goodbye. Goodbye.